What would you do if the stranger you kidnapped for ransom turned out to be a god? This story begins far from pirate ships with the miraculous birth of Dionysus. Born from the union of Zeus and the mortal Semele, Dionysus earned the epithet twice born, because after Semele was destroyed by Zeus's lightning, the unborn child was rescued and sewn into Zeus's thigh until he was ready to be delivered. Hidden from Hera's jealous gaze, Dionysus was raised in secret and grew into a deity who personified wine, ecstatic revelry, theater, and the intoxicating joy of losing oneself to music and dance. His symbols, vines heavy with grapes, ivy twining around a thyrsus staff, and the presence of wild animals like panthers and bulls, announce him as both a bringer of pleasure and a harbinger of madness. Because his mother was mortal, his divine status was often doubted, and this tension between mortal and god would feed the unpredictability of his adventures. When Dionysus needed passage to the island of Naxos, he chose to travel incognito. He took on his favorite disguise, a stunning youth with flowing dark hair, draped in exotic finery, and jewels fit for a prince. Strolling along the coast, he looked like easy prey to a band of Tyrrhenian pirates. The sailors, rumored to be Etruscans who plied the Aegean, decided they had chanced upon the son of a wealthy noble and snatched him up, hoping to demand a rich ransom. Little did they know that their captive was a shape-shifting god who delighted in trickery. Dionysus allowed them to bind him to the mast, watching silently as the rope slipped away from his wrists with magical ease. He wanted to see how far their greed would carry them before he revealed himself. Once aboard, the crew tried repeatedly to tie their prisoner down. Each time the ropes fell off as if they had never been tied. The helmsman, a kind-hearted sailor, grew uneasy. He whispered to his companions that no ordinary mortal could free himself so effortlessly. "Madmen," he urged them, "we have captured a god. He may be Zeus, Apollo, or Poseidon in disguise. Return him to shore before he unleashes a storm upon us." But the captors scoffed at the warning. Blinded by visions of ransom, he ordered the sails unfurled and the oars pulled hard. The ship set course away from Naxos. The crew laughed at the helmsman's fears, unaware that their arrogance had already sealed their fate. As the ship glided over the waves, strange phenomena began to unfold. Sweet, fragrant wine suddenly gushed across the deck, drenching the planks and filling the air with its intoxicating scent. Then grapevines sprouted up the mast and across the sails, bursting with clusters of purple fruits. Dark ivy twined around the thwarts, blossoms and berries glistening in the sun. The pirates watched in horror as their vessel was overrun by plants associated with Dionysus. In the midst of the chaos, the seemingly helpless youth vanished, replaced by a roaring lion with blazing eyes. Beside the lion appeared a shaggy bear and phantom panthers, sacred beasts of the reveler god. The lion sprang at the captain, claws flashing. Panic erupted as sailors stumbled, cried out, and scrambled toward the stern, desperate to escape the snarling creatures now dominating the deck. Faced with a barrage of wine, vines, and wild animals, the terrified pirates had only one escape. They leapt overboard. As each sailor hit the sea, he began to change. Arms fused to his sides and legs molded into a single tail. Fingers shrank into flippers. Within moments, their bodies sleekened and curved until they had become dolphins. In a poetic twist, the pirates were condemned to spend the rest of time as playful, helpful creatures of the sea, rather than ruthless thieves of the waves. The kind helmsman was spared this metamorphosis. Dionysus resumed his youthful form, took the helmsman by the hand and thanked him for his loyalty. He promised that the sailor would be blessed and enjoy a happy life, then revealed his true identity, the twice-born son of Zeus, master of wine and ecstasy, before disappearing amid the salt spray. This fantastical adventure is more than a colorful anecdote. It embodies a Greek moral. The myth warns that greed and irreverence toward the divine can lead to humiliating transformation, while compassion and humility are rewarded. Dionysus did not kill his captors. Instead, he transformed them into dolphins, beings the Greeks admired for their friendliness to sailors, granting them a new purpose in the sea they once plagued. The scene has been immortalized on ancient vases and cups, where grapevines twine around ship masts and dolphins leap playfully alongside a god reclining under sail. With its mix of suspense, comedy, and karmic payback, at its heart, the tale invites us to reflect on the power of wonder and the consequences of disrespecting forces beyond our understanding.